Hi there, this is Marty, and thanks for stopping by today. A couple of different things we're going to take a look at today. First of all, these Derwent Soft Drawing pencils, which are absolutely awesome. And I'll get into the details of their awesomeness in a little bit. I actually use a couple of these colors pretty regularly in my sketching work, and I just love the effects these pencils produce and how soft they are. Stick around for the end of the video because we have a treat. A couple of different sketch artists I know will take us through a little bit of their work and their sketchbooks and show us some great drawings. But until then, let's talk a little bit more about these Derwent drawing pencils. So there are 6 pencils in this case. There's a brown ochre, a sepia red, a sanguine, chocolate, an ivory black, and a Chinese white pencil. And the ones I find myself using a lot are the chocolate, the sepia, and the black ivory pencil. I want to swatch a few of these colors out, not to prolong the video or anything, but just to show you how they layer and what the colors look like. And I'm going to use some toned paper today, and then in a little bit I'm going to do a couple of different drawing demonstrations, and hopefully that'll give you a good idea by the time the video is over of what these pencils are capable of. They are really soft, and let's talk a little bit about the general characteristics of these pencils. The core of these pencils is really thick. It's like, I don't know, a 4mm core or something like that. They're just outrageously thick. And I noticed when I was sharpening them, first of all, there's really no breakage, and second of all, there seems to be like a light coating around the core between the casing and the core that might be to stop breakage. It might be some of the glue that that bonds the core to the casing. I don't know, but I didn't find any breakage in any of these pencils, and even when I was sharpening them. They're extremely soft, but they're really nice to work with. And what I'm doing here as I swatch the colors out is I'm really layering the colors. You can see I put up to 5 layers, and I'll do more in my demo drawings, but I just wanted to give you an idea of how the layering works in these pencils and how good it is actually. It's really quite nice. If you pop over to the Derwent website, you can find these pencils under the drawing category, professional quality. I just clicked on drawing here, and the page will load up here in a second. Go down here on the page a little bit, and just there on the left side, if you click on that, you can see this particular set. Now I'm on the Derwent website, so it's going to say 10 pounds 91p for pence, but that's not what I paid. I got mine from Wet Paint, and they were around 15, 16 bucks or something like that, maybe 17, and then some tax. So if you go here and look, you can see there's a variety of colors and stuff listed here, and different sets you can buy from Derwent, but the characteristics of the pencils are all pretty much the same. It's a round barrel, but it's a thick round barrel, and on the end of the pencil they give you the color name, and there's a corresponding number. So like chocolate, which I know by heart, is 6600 because it's a pencil that I use quite a bit, like I said, in my work. Here's one of their featured artists that does work with these pencils. Those are the colors she generally uses. You can pop over and check out more about her if you like. But that's what's on the Derwent website. Now I'll do a drawing demo here, and I want to draw a tree. And so I like trees, and there's just a lot of detail in trees that I think is pretty cool. So I'll sketch one out here, and then after I've sketched for a while, I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about the performance and how these pencils work. I kind of like the way the tree came out, but I thought it would be worthwhile to try a second sketch, maybe a portrait, so here we go again. Not going to take this too much further. These are pretty excellent pencils all the way around. I just love the softness and the feel I get when I use these pencils and the effects you can generate from them. You can get the most precision detail or kind of the soft, edgy, soft, softness to your drawings. I don't know the name for that, but I like it. Okay, some final thoughts on these Derwent colored pencils. Now, you can get these in a variety of sets, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but this really is a very nice set. It comes in a tin. If I had a complaint, I'd put a hinge on that tin. Makes it just a little bit more convenient to carry around and stuff, and doesn't pop open on you. Here's all the colors that come in the full range, and take a closer look at these in a second or two, but just to give you kind of a visual aid of the color range in there. This isn't for everybody. Not everybody's going to say, oh, those are great colors. Those are colors I want right now. On the other hand, I think they give you a really good variety. Now, you can get these sets, like open stock, which is cool. I think they're like $2 around here, or $2.15 or something like that. And then you can get them in like a 24 tin or a blister pack, or, a 12 tin, which is cool. And yeah, so there you go. You can pick them up in a variety of different ways. Now, a little bit about light fastness. Now, Derwent has assigned their own light fastness rating to these pencils. And again, I'll have to put them to the test, but 8.8 is the highest rating they say they can give on light fastness. So as you can see, Derwent claims that a lot of these colors are extremely light fast, with the exception of maybe that ink blue, which is still light fast. It just didn't rank an 8. But when everything's scored an 8, I'm a little skeptical. So I need to test these out myself. It's not that I doubt Derwent. It's just that we need to see for ourselves, I guess. Well, that's a pretty good look at these Derwent Soft Drawing pencils. And as I say, they're good pencils. I recommend them, and I use them in my work. So no reason not to give them a try yourself. Well, here's something new from Stillman Birn. They just announced recently that they would be releasing their Nova series premium sketchbooks. And, well, let's talk about that a little bit. So the Nova series is really toned paper. And I believe it's just 3 different types of toned paper for now. There's a beige, a black, and then I'm trying to remember what the other color is. I'll to open the package here and look through these, but you've got the sample packet actually comes with a couple of different samples from their regular sketchbooks. Okay, we've got beige, gray, and black, and they're all 100-pound papers, so they're not super heavy like their extra heavy-duty heavyweight papers are, I guess, but because their extra heavyweight papers are 270 GSM, or what is it, like I don't know, like 170-pound paper or something. It's really heavy paper. Maybe it's 140, I forget. But these 3 different toned papers are a really cool new introduction by Stillman Birn, and they're going to come in their sketchbook format, so you'll be able to get like a hardcover, like it shows here, or the soft cover, or even the little smaller notebook. You can see right here the different sizes. You get wire bound, and you can even buy art paper. So if you want larger 22 by 30 sheets, you'll be able to get those. And as I understand it, these papers will have sort of the same characteristics that the regular, Stillman and Birn papers have. So, with the excellent sizing and stuff on the paper. So that should be pretty cool. I don't have the sketchbooks yet. I've only given me the samples, but I believe that the sketchbooks are available now, according to their announcements. I just haven't picked them up. But they're calling these shades. So a beige shade, a gray shade, and a black shade. They're all going to be the sort of medium grain, kind of dry medium, light wash, or ink surfaced papers. So, and again, the 100 pound variety. So they're not going to be like cardstock, but they're not going to be like thin paper either. So I'm gonna pick up a few of these and give them a try. I like toned paper. I think it's really cool and adds a different dimension to your drawings. And hey, I'm a sketchbook junkie, so it makes sense for me to pick up a few more sketchbooks, right? Right. Okay, well, time for the featured artist spotlight. The first artist we're going to look at here is my friend Cindy DeRitter. Yeah, we're with Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
And we're going to take a short sketchbook tour.
Through the color
Now,
sketchbook.
it's not complete yet.
No. Originally set out to just play with color.
Okay. That's page 1.
These are pencils I got in Glasgow.
Nice.
This is an effort, the original art is from a book by Ruth Brown, and I just wanted to see if I could duplicate the variation of color with colored pencil.
All right. I like it.
This was inspired by a trip to art museum. I can't remember where.
Are there words in there?
No.
Okay.
There could be.
You do a lot of lettering. Here we go.
There are words in here.
Let's see. And they change color, which is,
And then,
kind of a double pager.
yes, it was a freeing of my style.
Okay.
But then it got better.
Oh, sure. Look at this. Very detailed. What draws you to doing lettering?
I love outlining. I love the look of letters and the variety that you can achieve.
So letters, is it kind of its own art?
Yes.
Very good.
This one I was thinking about riddles. What's black and white and rhymes with newspaper? And then I just thought of the answer to a riddle. Time to get a new watch. Two different riddles.
Gotcha. Okay, here's the thing.
This one was done on an airplane.
Okay.
Alphabet's also very appealing.
Wow. Okay, good.
Just put one font in front of another. This used to say foot, and then I changed it.
Yeah, it will make sense since it's font related.
Then I got introduced to Zen dangles or Zenspirations. That's what they're called, Zenspirations lettering.
Z-E-N? It's a word mashup, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, and there's a certain style of really being loose with the letters and then filling them in with color. And this was my dog, Rumba.
Gotcha.
Alpha dog.
What are the words in here? Right?
With malice toward no one, with charity for all. And then what's the rest of that? With firmness in their right. It's from Lincoln, right?
And this malice toward none is Lincoln.
This is a favorite expression of David's.
Oh, sure.
Shut up, she explained.
Yeah. Right, this is cool. Very nice.
I do like the compartmentalization. And I like when things kind of start to flow together. So I get some shapes started and some background colors.
And how long will one of these take you, Cindy?
Well, some hours. And usually I don't finish one in a sitting. I come back to it.
Okay.
And I experiment a little bit with pens and water.
Yeah.
But there is a problem with bleed through.
Sure.
And then there's a problem, like with this page, where I don't like anything on it.
Okay.
I even covered something up, but I couldn't tear it out because I did like this kind of, and then I thought if I start tearing out pages, it's going to have about 2 pages left in it. So then I'm just stuck with some pages that I don't really love.
And what kind of, can you talk a little bit about the material you're using here?
I like Statler pens and Tombow markers.
Okay.
I like outlining, having a shape and then putting an outline on it. And it really is about trying to learn some things about color.
Okay. Right. Very nice.
This giraffe had been a tea stain.
Yeah.
You can't see the tea stain anymore.
Now, will you use some watercolors or no?
I don't usually because the paper's not very good.
Okay.
And then you find out you've got one you have to cover up completely.
Yeah, well, Starry Night.
And go back and work in white, yes. This one also, I have no fondness for it at all, but I don't want to tear it out because I do have fondness for this one.
Oh, very nice.
And here's where I am now.
Do you ever think about taking those ones that you don't have any fondness for and turning them into something else?
That is what I'm doing.
Oh.
I mean, I had no fondness for the one under there, and I'm
right.
turning it into something else.
What do you love about drawing? What do you love most about it?
I love the focus and just the opportunity for my mind to settle in, to make decisions, and then to be surprised with what I actually end up with.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm here with Chris. Hi, Chris.
Hello, how are you?
This is going to be a sketchbook, a quick sketchbook tour with Chris. Oh my goodness.
It's a sketchbook that I just
Look
started.
at this. What are we looking at right here? Are these sminky colors?
No, I won this beautiful wood box in a raffle at the Urban Sketchers Symposium.
Okay.
And then I was like testing the new paint.
Beautiful. Good, yeah.
Yeah. So this was from my window from the hotel that stayed at. So the symposium started, it was 3 full days, of workshops and meeting people and drawing together. Was about 570 people
570
from
people.
34 different countries.
Yes.
So it's an amazing,
I heard it was exciting.
experience. Yeah.
Amber was very excited. Amber Salzman.
Yeah, it was very, very powerful.
Okay, so what are we going to look at today?
I just have some things that I started. So this was Chicago.
This is Chicago. This is the beam.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay.
And Frank Gehry.
Was this all done at the symposium?
Yes, these were Art Institute.
Yes.
Some details of the old historical buildings from the park.
Yeah, sure.
And that's here back home when I came back. I was having a withdrawal, so I had to go somewhere and draw when I came back.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
So thank you. Thank you.
What, is there more in here, Chris?
There's just one more, but that's not on site. I was just doing from a photograph because that's my next place to go, I hope.
Sydney?
Mm-hmm. So I'm making the universe work.
Yes, you are.
Right?
Yeah, so you have sketchbooks full though. I need to see all those. I want to look at your sketchbooks.
Okay.
They're so beautiful.
I think I might have some more here.
You got some more? Oh,
I think I have the one.
we're in for a treat.
very possible that everyone
Not
who
too
sees
many
this-
though.
This is horrible. We'll never publish this.
But
Okay.
here's the thing, I don't have sketchbooks.
Yes.
I cut my own.
Collections of drawings.
Yeah,
Is that
I
what you
just
have?
cut my own paper,
Full color.
and I use the Midori. That Midori.
Yeah. look
I'm
at
sure
this.
you've seen before. So I just carry the amount of pages that I need, and that's the park again.
Very beautiful.
And I think that's it.
That's it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Fast.
That was a look at some of the work from Cindy DeRitter and Chris Godoya Frankovich. They're both great artists in their own right and people who I enjoy spending time with because I almost always learn something from them, and I always enjoy their company. Now, I did a sketchbook walkthrough with Chris before, and there's a video of that back when I visited the Swedish Institute in Minneapolis, and we all went out there for a sketch out. That's a pretty good tour. I'll put some links down in the description, so don't forget to check those out. But Chris just returned from a trip to Chicago where the Urban Sketchers Worldwide Symposium took place this year. So every year it rotates somewhere around the world. I think it was in Manchester the year before, and this year it was in Chicago, which was in very close proximity to where I live up in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. But I had other commitments and couldn't make it down there. But many of my friends, fellow Sketchers, and folks that I know went down to take part in the symposium because, well, you get to meet up with a lot of fellow Sketchers from around the world. You get to take in some classes and learn from some very, very good artists. Liz Steele was there, among others. I don't know how much participation my friend Don Colley had, but that's his hometown, that's his home turf, and I'm sure he was out in and among the urban sketchers out there. But you don't need a big group, or you don't need to belong to the Urban Sketchers to get out there and sketch and have fun. But if that's something that excites you and interests you, you go out, check out Urban Sketchers. Just Google that, and you'll find there's just tons of people out there engaged in the art of sketching. And some of the sketches are just brilliant, and they're fantastic. And you look at them and you think to yourself, at least I do, wow, I'll never be able to do anything like that. And that's okay, because you are who you are, and that's, you have to express yourself in whatever talent you've been given. So anyway, enough about that, but I just wanted to spend a minute talking about Chris and the symposium in Chicago, and of course my good friend Cindy DeRitter, who never ceases to amaze me in the way she advances in her drawing technique and her practicing. And that's kind of what it's all about, is just practice. So two good friends, and I just wanted to share a little bit glimpse into their worlds and their sketchbooks with you. Well, that's it for today. I hope you had fun taking a look at these Derwent soft drawing pencils and visiting with Chris and my friend Cindy with me, and also a special look at the Stillman Birn Nova series toned sketch papers, which are out already. You should look around for those, but don't look further than Wet Paint. Stop over and see my friends at Wet Paint, and I think they have them in stock. And yeah, it's cool. Don't forget to subscribe, comment. You guys know I love to hear from you. I really appreciate the interaction, and love to get your opinion on these Derwent pencils if you've used them. And if you have some thoughts on Chris and Cindy's artwork, I always love to share and exchange thoughts about those topics as well. All right, well, have a great day, and if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and share it. If not, let me know in the comments section. All right, have a great day. We'll see you next time. This has been Marty for owingsart.com.
That's crazy.